Welcome to the Cool Guys Club. My name is Austin, and with me I have Nick.
Hello.
And Kenan.
What's up?
Kenan, I have a very important question to ask you.
What is your question?
Do you know who Ty Cobb is? Oh, come on. You know sports, you don't know.
It's... Jesus.
It's a pitcher, okay? But, do you think that Mugen could beat him pitching? Because we've seen Mugen take out a whole water tower with just a baseball.
My money's on Mugen.
Yeah, I think Mugen's got it over the guy that has a whole award based around him.
Yep.
I think Cobb would give him a run for his money, but obviously, when you can take down a water tower, just kind of... you have some sort of advantage there.
Can I just say that's the best episode of Samurai Shampoo? It's just the baseball episode.
I'm debating it's that one or the one where Mugen's drunk in the bar and he can't read. So that one teacher guy teaches him how to read while they're like having this whole thing about graffiti in the town.
Yeah, isn't that the one where he does like the infinity sign on the roof? Okay.
But today's topics are Cowboy, Bebop, and Champloo, and I wouldn't want to use that pun for 2 weeks.
Wait, what? Say it again, it went by me.
Today's topic is going to be Champloo and Cowboy Bebop, and I wanted to use that pun for like 2 weeks. It didn't work very well.
I still didn't get it, but okay.
Ty Cobb is a famous pitcher in baseball.
Okay.
So I wanted to use it to compare it because I was like, for some reason, I could not think of any pitchers' names off the top of my head when I thought of this originally, and for some reason, that one came to mind. And I know Kenan knows sports, so I wanted to use it on it.
Cobb or Cy Young would have worked.
Yeah, I should have said Cy Young. Yeah.
Okay, so now we're everybody's favorite sport podcast. Let's talk about FIFA.
FIFA's terrible. I don't know how Kenan plays that all goddamn day. How much money have you invested into that?
I don't spend any money on FIFA, surprisingly. I just have decent pack luck.
Oh, that's surprising. That's surprising because that whole thing is try to spend as much money in the store as possible to buy stuff.
Yep.
Just like all the NBA games now.
I remember my friend Kyle last year, he dropped a couple hundred on it.
What?
I know, my friend was like that too with 2K, NBA 2K. I was like, why?
I don't know. It's just like with sports games, when you spend money, you just get that instant gratification. Like once you spend money.
I don't know. Whenever I'm playing a game and it asks me to spend more money, I'm like, hold up, who do you think you are?
Especially when you pay like $60 for the game itself.
Yeah, I mean, I think the worst part is like I had bought in Ghost of Tsushima, and it's just like there's no microtransactions. What's up with that? I really wanted some.
You really wanted some to say.
I know. I wanted to import the Bloodborne costumes into Ghost of Tsushima. They don't give me that option.
Yeah.
Like, what if I wanted to look like Joel
Oh my
in
God.
Samurai Country? Or Ellie.
God.
I can't imagine.
What if I want to be Sackboy? And what about Persona?
Because when Persona 5 came out, they made a bunch of like cosmetic DLCs, kinda. So it was just like, wow.
But the thing with those ones, at least, is they give you accessories with them.
Yeah.
So every one you bought, you got an accessory, you got like a certain like costumes, and they played a soundtrack, like the certain soundtrack, whatever it's based off them. The only ones that are worth getting is the Sentai one, because I think it's hilarious that there's like a little Sentai theme when you're in like the battle theme.
Mm-hmm.
And the Persona 3 and 4 ones, because the Persona 3 and 4 ones also unlock, there's Personas that you can buy in the freaking Persona shop. I forgot what it's called. In Igor's room where you can buy previous Personas you owned.
Oh, the Velvet Room.
Yeah, because you can get ones at like level 86 too. So you can start out the game with level fucking 86 Persona if you really wanted to.
Every single PlayStation game for the PS5 should have a skin, like a microtransaction skin of Knack.
Apparently Knack is now playable now.
Is it?
Because I guess like the frame rate in Knack was barely hitting 30 on both the PS4 and the PS4 Pro.
Why?
I don't know why, but on the PS5 can play it fine though. So if you ever wanted the smooth experience playing Knack, get it on the PS5.
I saw a video that it was It was like Sonic Unleashed, and after 12 years, they finally got it to where it won't stutter and lag on an Xbox Series X, and I just thought that was really funny.
Nobody's playing it though.
You just gotta fix Sonic Freeriders now.
Oh god.
All I think about is the Angry Joe episode he did on that. Back when he used to yell really loud. And it's funny because he's going on about like how he's gonna play Connected Adventures, but he already has a Connect Party game. So he traded it in for Sonic Freeriders, and at the end he trades it back. Sonic Freeriders and back for that fucking Connect game.
Fucking Angry Joe.
That's perfect. Just like our topic, Cowboy Bebop. Oh, look at that segue.
That
Oh,
is a beautiful segue because it's true.
Shut up.
okay.
Who wants to start on Bebop?
I think Rocksteady should go first. I'm sorry. Okay, so, I mean, would you like to go first, Nick, or do you want me to ramble about Bebop?
Can we all agree that Ein is best character?
I love Ein. He's adorable.
Yes.
He doesn't do anything wrong. Entertains Ed, so he's not being crazy Ed.
And whenever, like in the episode that introduces Faye Valentine, when she tries to leave, he stops her. It's like, that dog knows what's up.
He's a real guardian.
Yeah.
The guardian spirit.
I love the episode where Ein's introduced because, like, Spike's, like, chasing after this guy and just Ein is the only reason he doesn't catch him, yet they still keep the dog.
I'm fucking taking the dog. I don't care if Jet approves or not. This is my dog.
Well, I don't think they could prove that it was like the experimental dog.
So for real, the best character is Cowboy Andy.
Oh my god. You had me rewatch that episode, Nick, just for this episode. And like,
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah, I love it.
oh my,
It gets better every time you watch that episode.
does it?
Yeah, because if you forget about this guy, then you're like, oh, whatever happened to that cowboy guy in Cowboy Bebop? Then you rewatch it and you see this dude, and he's fucking trying to kill. Think Spike is the bomber, and the bomber is always getting ignored. Like every single time this dude has to do something, they always start fighting, and the bomber fucking lets a bomb off. It's just kind of sad because I think this kind of does deal with mental health in a way because of that, because people get ignored, and then what ends up happening, they end up committing suicide. And look at this guy. He's like, people are ignoring him, man. He's blowing up people, killing people. I feel like you can relate nowadays to this more so.
Dang.
Despite Cowboy Andy being Cowboy Andy.
And then, like, even at the end of the episode, like, when he's explaining to the guard, like, his whole backstory and stuff, and he still gets interrupted by Cowboy Andy, and he's like, well, I guess it doesn't really matter now, does it?
Oh yeah, that was a really good nod right there. I really liked how they really set it up. Like you were just gonna have to sit through this backstory that you can kind of relate to, only to turn it into a joke.
Mhm.
I thought that was really good.
Cowboy Bebop's writing is always spot on.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Would you like to? Well, I mean, I'm sure there's probably like some analytical video that's already just said this, but this time rewatching it, the final episode, I think it was the final one. He tells Faye like how one eye can only see the past and the other one sees the present. And at the very end, when he goes to fight Vicious, there's a stream of blood that covers his eye and it's closed. So then in my head, I finally connected the dots that at that point in time, he was only in the past. Like he was like so invested in taking down Vicious that it was just only the past.
Mhm.
Why did it take you that long to realize that?
Every time I watched it, I was just like, haha, spaceships goes boom.
Boom, boom. And I like Cowboy Bebop's like one of those things like you have to watch if you're an anime fan at least.
Yeah.
Unless you only watch like Sword Art Online and Isekai series, then you probably won't like Cowboy Bebop. But it's also one of the few ones that was originally targeted towards the Western audience, which is why Cowboy Bebop is more popular in the West than it is in Japan, from what I understand.
And has anybody listened to the sub? I think everybody just watches it in dub.
Because there's no reason to watch the sub. The dub is that good. It's the same with Champloo. Even though Mugen's voice actor in Champloo is voiced by the guy that voices Zoro, and that wouldn't make you want to watch it, but my boy is Mugen.
You mean Steve Buscemi? No, I'm just kidding.
What the fuck up?
I didn't know Buscemi was in Champloo.
I wish.
Like Cowboy Bebop and Champloo's dub is on the same level as Hellsing's dub.
I've never seen Hellsing.
You've never heard Christmas Freeman.
No.
Oh my God, Austin. What did I
What?
do with you?
I've seen parts of Hellsing Ultimate, but that's it.
I meant Ultimate, or both of them. They both have Christmas Freeman as
Well, I
Alucard
didn't
in
know.
it.
Well,
Man.
I may or may not have watched it sub. I'm sorry to disappoint
Oh my
you.
God. Jesus
I
Christ.
saw Champloo subbed.
Did you?
Yeah.
You disappoint me.
How was it? I was thinking about trying it.
It's because, like, whenever I watch a show dubbed, like, I have to get, like, rave reviews saying that the dub is good. And for Champloo, I didn't get that before. So I was just like, I'll watch it subbed. I really liked Mugen's voice actor subbed.
Yeah, I just went over that Zoro, so.
You know what's amazing though, guys?
What?
And
in the dub, the Lord on the first episode that's trying to kill Mugen and Jin, right? His name's Jin? I think it is.
Yeah, the glasses.
Okay. Yeah. The guy that's trying to kill them in the dub is actually voiced by the same guy that voices Jet in Cowboy Bebop. And then since Steve, what's his face? Blum voices Mugen, I'm just like, the gang's back together.
The boys are back in town.
I think probably my favorite episode of Champloo is the one where like at the end the field with the drugs just starts burning and everyone's high.
Oh yeah, that's a good episode. I bet Nick relates to that episode. Burning herb over there.
Oh, I do. I should have actually rewatched all of Champloo. I only did like specific episodes because I was trying to do something else.
Yeah.
Because another one I really liked is the teacher one, when Mugen doesn't know how to read and he doesn't see it as a problem. So this really eccentric teacher guy is trying to get Mugen to read. Well, this town has this big problem with like gangs, and Jin originally is from this town, so they all know Jin and how like these two sons, are terrorizing everyone because they have some argument, and they aren't like their father was the leader of the sword school that Jin learned from, or the dojo, I should say, and Jin ends up having to fix the whole thing. But Mugen, at the end of the episode, learns to read, and they're doing this whole graffiti thing where they're doing this challenge like who can graffiti the most dangerous like building, and it's the top of this big tower, and fucking Mugen, half asleep, sees all this fucking writing and how he can read it all, and runs to the top of the tower and puts an infinity sign, and somehow fixes the whole argument by doing that.
That's because Mugen's best boy. Although Momo is another good character, I really felt like it was a very in-depth character for an animal mascot.
Yeah, he's almost as good as Momo and Avatar.
Yeah. I really like his first appearance in the first episode. I feel like he has a lot more personality than whatever that girl was.
Ren.
Oh, is that her name? The one who's sniffing people looking for some samurai flower guy.
Yeah, that's Ren.
Fu's a good character, chill out.
Yeah, but it's nothing against Momo or Mugen or Jin.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that was kind of the point that they were trying to get across. Like, a lot of her character development came through Jin and Mugen, as well as like towards the end when she's getting closer to finding her spoilers father.
Dang it.
And
yeah, that's true.
Yeah. I think she was well written, even though a lot of the time she is kind of just used as the butt of the joke.
Oh.
Yeah, but it's kind of hard when she has to compete with a samurai and a crazy guy.
And a flying squirrel.
That don't get along very well. What did you guys think of the baseball episode?
10 out of 10.
I just love sports episodes in anime because they get so weird with it and experimental with like what they can do with the characters in the sport.
There's one part in the Haji no Ippo manga where they're playing boxing, but there's like 4 main characters. 2 of them are actually really good at boxing, the other 2 are average. But they did this whole thing where like for 3 chapters they played a baseball game, and the 2 characters that were average ended up being really good at baseball, and the new characters are actually good at boxing, could barely hit the ball, and I thought it was hilarious. But yeah, I think like sports things and putting characters in these situations ends up doing well. because we don't know how they're gonna react. And this is also takes place in like the late 1800s when baseball was coming in existence. So to see like them like an American team come over and then fucking Mugen somehow gets himself stuck playing a baseball game against them because he decided to run out on a bill, and this is their way of solving it. It's funny because they're like, Mugen, why do you keep eating so much food? It's like, trust me, I have money, I can pay for this, and you just fucking run.
Sometimes it'd be like that.
Yeah, sometimes, you just kind of, you don't have enough money to pay off your tab at the bar, and they make you play a game against the Washington Nationals,
Yeah, it's nothing out of the ordinary.
But we can both agree, though, that Ein is better than the entire cast of Samurai Shampoo, right?
I don't know, you got Momo. Tough competition.
I think it's... I remember a few episodes of Champloo basically having Momo as like a Deus Ex Machina.
You just don't understand his power level.
He can hide his power level.
Yes. Okay, so like Samurai Champloo. Is it Champloo or is it Champloo?
I think it's Shampoo.
I think it's Shamu.
It's Shenmue.
More like ShamWow, because that's how good it is.
Shazam.
Oh god.
Samurai Champloo reminds me of Flex Tape and Flex Seal.
And why is that?
Because it seals all your pain inside.
Oh.
You can't get out.
That one song that they played when like Mugen was like in the river like super bloody and shit, and like the story wants you to think he's dead, and they play that song. I don't even know what it's called, but I just remember really like that song stuck with me personally, I guess.
You know what song doesn't stick with me though?
Thank.
The opening of Champloo.
Excuse me.
Honestly, I really did not like the opening for the first like 3 episodes. And then I don't know, like when I got to episode 4 or 5, it just like I just started liking it for some reason, and I was like, hey, this is a pretty good song. You can get worse than this.
I don't know, Nick. I think it's kind of mid. Where's my J-pop?
I don't want to hear it from you who thinks this is not anime. From Gundam's Double Zeta is the best anime opening.
It is.
It's not. Terrible.
Starts off by saying not an anime.
Fucking Tomino.
Well, Tomino was right. It blew everybody's expectations away, especially after Zeta. But that's a different story. I won't get into Gundam.
Just turn the Champloo and Bebop podcast into a Gundam podcast.
Oh my goodness, it's so hard.
One of these days.
I'm pretty sure... Never mind.
Keep going.
I had to think about the titles. I was going to try and attempt a pun, but then I realized there's no way to make it, so...
Go ahead, spitball your idea.
No. I already worked it out in my head. If you really want to know, I'll lay it out. Pretty much, I was going to say, I'm pretty sure there's like a G in one of those titles for G Gundam, but then I was like, hold up, there's no G.
What's the Gundam where they're like toys?
Gundam Build.
No, okay.
Or Build Fighters Try.
What's up with like Try at the end of like anime names? Like I think Digimon has a Try series.
In Gundam's case, I think it was because there was like 3 main characters with like a little love triangle going on or something dumb like that. So Try is in like 3 people. But I don't know. I didn't watch enough of it to find out. Have you guys been watching anything else lately?
I finished rewatching Haikyuu. Or well, the first 3 seasons.
You mean Hype Q?
It is very hype.
Yeah, it is. I love it. There's actually a new episode I haven't watched yet. I was gonna read the manga, but I think it's just something about...
There's no point right now, because it's probably getting another season next year. Or the year after, it's just gonna finish.
It's because the manga's done now, so I figured I'll just finish it, but at the same time, I'm a pleb, and I like sports animated, so,
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Haikyuu's a lot better in the anime than the manga is. Because the manga also has inconsistent art, and it gets really weird sometimes.
Is it as inconsistent as that one standout episode in Gurren Lagann?
The fucking
We
hot
don't
bath
talk about
episode.
episode 4 of Gurren Lagann. We but
It's better than episode
it
8.
introduces us to Ketan, so we have to acknowledge it.
Kenan drill break.
Ketan's a great character. I love him.
It's fucking like Pac-Man looking Logan's mecha thing.
I love the design of the mech too. Like, just it's so pointy.
It's fucking yellow. It's his bread ass yellow.
That's
so
because
stupid.
it means something like how cool he is, right? No, I'm just kidding. I just made that up.
I mean, that's how a lot of the characters of Gurren Lagann operate. Like, remember, Kamina wouldn't fuse with Simon because they didn't look cool when they did it the first time.
That show is such a classic.
Don't worry, we will be doing a podcast on that eventually.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just like hentai, episode 69. That's the hentai one? No, it's got to be 69. We got to be going for a while.
No, it's gonna be 420.
Oh my god. Imagine we get to an episode 420. Sheesh.
420 is when we pass the virtual joint.
It's when we just retire.
419 is the last episode, just to be that guy.
But I've been reading City Hunter.
Oh, isn't
Was
that
it
like
pop-
the 80s thing?
Yeah, it's fucking. If you picture 80s Sylvester Stallone in a manga, it is this.
I think I have that on the list somewhere, but
I randomly decided to start reading. The weird thing about this is it's in Weekly Shonen Jump, which is, the manga with like One Piece, Dragon Ball Z, and all that in it. And it's a fucking monthly. And I'm very confused. Because it's like sometimes I'll read chapters and it's like fucking 60 pages. I'm like, Jesus Christ. There is no way this was done weekly. And there's a couple 100-page chapters I've read. I was like, oh my god. But basically, it's about this guy named Rio. And he's a sweeper. He basically does like bodyguards for like women. And his main gag is the women that he has clients for, he always gets a boner over and tries to fuck them.
Is this Golden Boy in an 80s action?
Yeah, this is basically Golden Boy in the 80s. I am not kidding. That you can see the Golden Boy influence. Definitely got influences from this. Which should be enough a reason to read or watch, because Golden Boy is something else.
Golden Boy is top 10 at least.
It's also
comedy.
kind of similar to Golden, because at the end of every Golden Boy episode, where he leaves and the girls end up falling in love with him by the end.
Yeah.
Yeah, it basically that too. City Hunter does that. Well, they usually fall in love with him like halfway through whatever thing they're doing, and it's amazing. It's very perverted, as I've told you. There's one part where they have to put a chastity belt on him because he can't get a boner. It's gonna ruin the operation they're doing, and his boner gets so hard that it breaks the chastity belt.
Nick, all you had to say that, and I'm sold.
It's so funny. It's so stupid.
We are gonna.
It's very cheesy 80s too. Like, it has the really high octane action scene. It has the beautiful women. It has the guy trying to fuck everybody.
So next episode, we're gonna cancel Watanabe, and it's just gonna be what is it, City Hunter?
Yeah, City Hunter's fucking great.
Golden Boy and City Hunter.
We gotta throw Grand Blue in there. Grand Blue is it's on Amazon Prime. It's basically about this guy's in college. He joins the diving club, but they basically do everything besides diving. Like, in the first episode, they have this like the seniors in the club basically have for like a party, and they told them that they're only drinking water, and it's fucking vodka.
Oh.
And at one point, he's like, "Here, have a glass of water," and he fucking puts a lighter to it, and he's like, "Why is it on fire? What kind of water is on fire?" And there's one part where this guy has fucking salt, and he just starts shooting everywhere and says, "Spread the salt." It's so fucking stupid. Oh, and there's a character whose name literally is Kohai, and he's a weeb, and his whole room is fucking weeb shit. And there's one part where he has to in the second episode where he basically is trying to impress this girl, and he asked the guy to help him redecorate his room. So every time the girl walked in the room and was decorating something very anime-like the first time was just like big old titty milfs anime hentai.
Oh, nice.
The second one was a bunch of like romance shit, and the third one was fucking yaoi because he thought he was gay.
A man of culture.
It's really funny. It also from the manga on Mel has over a 9, like rating wise, and that's very rare. I highly recommend it. It's really funny. It's not as funny as Cromartie High School.
Cromartie High School is peak comedy. That is the #1 comedy.
I know, because how can you have an anime that has a robot, Freddie Mercury, and a giant ass gorilla, and you put the lamest dude ever and put him in a delinquent school and make him basically the king there? Also, dub's hilarious.
It is my favorite. One of my favorite. Well, actually, no. We'll save it for another time.
You know, I highly recommend watching Cromartie High School. Episodes are only like 8 minutes in length. You're fine.
Oh shit!
It doesn't take long to watch.
I'll put it higher on the list.
Production IG did it, and it's great.
I actually thought about getting the manga. Was it released in America or?
No, I mean, I'm sure there's fan translations of it though.
I mean, or I can be that fan. Add it to the collection.
Don't worry, I know how you feel. I have like 3 full shelves of manga, and well, not full shelves, like
It's all just one.
the shelf is. I have one that's like half full of One Piece. I think I'm gonna have to move my Ouran High School box set though, because it's taking up a lot of space.
I mean, if you buy all those One Piece box sets, you're gonna have to move a lot of space.
Yeah, that too.
Like 23 volumes in each one of them.
What? But it's called One Piece. No, I'm just kidding. That's a terrible joke.
One Piece. So, you guys know about Assassination Classroom. So I was always wondering why early on, before it even got an anime, it sold really well in Japan. Because I was like, because this is the first time I heard of this guy. So I went today for some reason. I was looking because there's a new series in Jump right now called Sakamoto Days. It just started. It only has 1 chapter out, which reminded me a lot of it. Like the art style reminded me of that. I looked it up. And it's not the same guy, but basically Sakamoto Days is about the hitman, and he's like the best hitman ever. But I guess like over time he decided to quit the organization and turn into this really fat bum that owns a fucking like mart.
Oh, so he's just Thor in Endgame.
Yeah, basically.
Beautiful.
And I guess like the hitman organization, like if you leave, you're not allowed to leave. If you leave, you have to die. So they set hitman after this guy, and this dude apparently is still so good at being a fucking hitman that he basically killed all of them. And he's this fat, chubby guy now. He's not in shape at all. He should not be able to do any of this shit. And then they sent this one guy who actually doesn't agree with the decision. And Fat Man decided to fucking help the guy. He takes down a bunch of the Hitman organization, and it makes the guy work for him. And it was amazing. But anyway, back to Ask. Apparently, he did another series in Japan. I mean, I don't know why I'm saying Japan. Before Assassin's Classroom, that apparently was really popular in Japan, but not over here. Which makes sense because it came out around the time of Naruto, One Piece, Bleach, and Death Note. So, it has a really high rating on Mal too. Because I was wondering, like, how did this guy sell so many volumes when this is like, I thought it was like his first series before it got an anime. And I was like, oh, okay, now it makes sense. He actually had another series that has a following. It makes a lot more sense. Well, it's weird that I never heard of this series too, and it was like 23 volumes long, so which isn't short. I mean, it's short compared to other series I've read, but it was just weird to me. And the art didn't even look like Assassination style either, so that also put me off guard.
You know what put me off guard?
Oh, you haven't read One Piece yet?
What? I'm probably never going to get to One Piece, I'll be honest. My attention span can't do it.
It's so good.
You need to read One Piece. And he's not even on any of the good parts.
Like, Oda just knows how to make a very stupid main character work.
Yeah, I didn't think it was possible to be stupider than Goku.
Luffy is an idiot, but I love him and he's the best.
I don't know. Can he put a hand to Suna from Hitman Reborn?
You fucking hate. Reborn was way better than him.
Reborn was amazing. Reborn carries.
This little chibi fucking mafia guy. They did that series so dirty though. It's like the series is almost over. Same thing happened to Bleach. Well, Bleach, I guess he had like health problems, so he wanted to end it. That dude was in the final arc. Couldn't let the dude finish it.
Yeah.
Same with Beelzebub. Beelzebub was like 10 chapters away from finishing it, and then they axed it. I was like, why? Wasn't even doing that bad either, from what I remember. Beelzebub is hilarious. If you ever seen Zatch Bell, it's basically a Zatch Bell meme, which is funny to me.
Isn't that the one with like the weird mustache and the afro guy?
No, that's Bubba.
Oh, never mind.
The guy that has the guy that has the nostril powers.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Bubba.
Oh no, my bad.
But they both aired when Toonami used to do that like Saturday evening block where it was like 7 p.m. to like 11 p.m. And Zatch Bell was basically about this like this guy gets like this book. Inside the book, he like it gets kind of like I guess like a stand in a way, like from JoJo.
An enemy stand-do.
And they basically have to fight, and they're like princes, and they all have to fight to the death because they want to be the king or whatever. I don't remember. It's been a while, but it never even finished its run on Toonami. It was like 50 episodes away. It was like 120 episodes. So they got like halfway through. Then they canceled and put Naruto on. And that's how I discovered Naruto. I watched Naruto weekly until they took Toonami off.
Goodness, Nick. Let somebody else talk for a second.
Sorry.
I'm kidding. What were you going to say, Kenan?
The German opening of Naruto will just always be the best.
What? I've never seen it.
I watched the Arabic One Piece opening, and I guess they made it so Nami, which is one of the main characters, is not a main character in the opening. Because they used to like do these things in the One Piece openings where they do like a little dance to show all the main characters, and they did not have Nami.
Isn't that?
Austin, that's the orange-haired girl. If you're gonna ask who it is.
That's because she's scantily clad. Put some clothes on that woman.
That's funny because there actually is there's a character in it later on that makes jokes about how he doesn't like her short skirt she wears.
You know, for a second I had something pop in my head, but then I forgot it. So now I'm just talking to fill up time.
Do you guys remember the 4Kids Pokemon dub?
Yes.
I loved it.
You remember when Brock called an onigiri a jelly donut?
I was when that happened, I was like, that's one messed up jelly donut as a kid.
The 4Kids dub also has one of my favorite moments in the first Pokemon movie when they're on the little boat and Ash asks who Vikings are from, and Brock is like, Vikings are from Minnesota.
Oh yeah.
I remember that.
God, I hate 4Kids, man.
And then there's the part where Brock uses a firing pan to deflect the rain.
Oh.
It was always so weird to me how like this like the Sonic's 4Kid cast like stuck around for so long in the games. Like I think they were.
Well, I don't think like 4Kids like casted them wrong. Like I feel like a lot of choices 4Kids makes, like for voice acting at least, is decent. Like it's weird for me to imagine like Pokemon like not with those voices. Like when it was weird, like when you're a kid and you're like, wait a minute, this isn't my Ash. Who is this guy?
Yeah.
Why is he speaking a different language? This isn't English.
Right.
You know what my favorite 4Kids anime is?
Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yeah. Yu-Gi-Oh! Had such a good dub. Are you kidding me? Joey Wheeler from the Bronx.
Kaiba is, unironically, that's his best voice actor. Like, in anything. It does.
Yeah.
Let me try to look up who it was.
I really like Yami's voice actor too.
Yeah, same.
Fun fact, they made up the Shadow Realm.
Oh, yeah, that's right, because originally it was Death.
That was a 4Kids thing.
In the manga and the anime, they just kind of died.
I love how they didn't adapt the original Yu-Gi-Oh! Series.
Oh, they did.
Which is based off...
It just...
No, I meant, they didn't... No, 4Kids never dubbed it.
Oh, yeah.
It's called Season 0. It's based off the first 7 volumes of Yu-Gi-Oh! Which is basically... Because I guess this guy, like, the manga, like, creates, like, big thing is he likes to create, like, board games, which is what Yu-Gi-Oh! Came from. And the first 7 volumes is his, like, tinkering with different, like, ideas, like, the Duel Monsters, which was what Yu-Gi-Oh! Ended up being, was in there, and there was other kind of, like, death games he made while in the first 7 volumes. It's a lot darker than a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh! Is, too, so I definitely recommend watching Season 0, or at least reading the manga. Yu-Gi-Oh! The original Yu-Gi-Oh! Manga is very good, and it should be.
Oh, why do you think it's so popular?
Like, especially when you get to, like, the Battle City tournament, how much they censored with Merrick, and how much he really wanted to kill people.
Yeah, no, Merrick was insane.
You know what else is insane, though?
This Rich Wallet deal we have going on.
No.
Just kidding. I wish we were sponsored by Rich Wallet.
No. It's Raid Shadow Legends.
Oh my God.
No, AFK Arena. What are you talking about?
Hey, if we do ever get sponsors, we would definitely have to make jokes about it. Like, I don't know. I personally,
I hope you get a G Fuel sponsorship because we know G Fuel doesn't give a shit.
Yeah.
Especially if you watch Charlie's videos, Penguin Zero, and
yeah.
he fucking makes candles out of G Fuel. He makes he uses G Fuel in his dildo videos.
10 out of 10.
It's amazing. Like he wastes so much of his G Fuel.
No, not yet. I have to actually start releasing them. To be fair, though, that logo is coming along very sweet.
Yeah, I probably should have thought of a few more topics after that.
Yeah. So yeah, next week will be well, not next week. We're recording every other week now. But the next time we meet, it'll be
Kids on Slow Poo.
then what was the other 2 works that the guy did?
I'm just call it by a Japanese name because I don't remember what the full English logo is. Zenkyo no Terra
Yep.
and the bad boy Space Dundee.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And the big booties.
I've never seen Space Dandy, so this will be interesting.
I'm actually excited to rewatch because I remember because I watched it when it was weekly because that's when I started watching seasonal because that came out in 2014.
Yeah.
And I really was not feeling Space Dandy, so I'm kind of curious what my opinion on it will be now.
So yeah, tune in, and whenever these start going up, I'm gonna leave the dogs
Hey, guys.
barking. That's how we're gonna end it.